Hello, I'm Charlotte from Creative Wilderness and welcome to Brand Stories, a series that's going to go behind the brand of some of the amazing entrepreneurs, business owners and startups I've worked with. I'll be asking them how they found the whole branding process, why building a brand is so important, and a story behind their brand so that you too can feel empowered and inspired by their brand story. So let's hear the brand story. I'm really excited to hear about how you got on with our branding process. So, first of all, Jamie, do you want to tell whoever's watching a little bit more about you and what you do and your amazing new brand?
Sure, it's quite a complicated one, I suppose. It's well, primarily I'm an actor. That's kind of always what I've done. But I wanted to create a platform where I could share all of my passions and sort of tie them together. And in my head, they all vaguely linked, but I needed somebody to streamline everything into a visual platform. And when I reached out to you, all of these ideas were sort of a jumble in my head. I knew what I wanted to do, but to explain it to somebody, it was quite complicated. My idea was very different to the norm. I get when I say the norm, I mean for most actors. But I wanted to show all of my passions and not just that one. And I really believed in what the ideas that I had in my head, but I couldn't quite articulate them. So when I reached out to you, I said, look, if I'm going to approach people with my ideas, I need them to be simple. You know, I can't keep trying to explain what it is. Even telling you now, it's quite difficult to say, well, I'm an actor, but I'm also trying to do some coaching and also some podcasting and also um, some travel blogs, and it's you know, they all do tie together, and you can see that through your design now. But to explain it to somebody might be like, so what are you doing? So when I reached out to you, I wanted to find somebody that was ethical more than anything. When you type in a lot of um, um, website designers or branding people, that it comes up with a lot of agencies, and I really didn't want that, because I didn't want to just be another person, that they were another client that was one of many, and the care and attention didn't go into it, or somebody that didn't understand what I needed. And when I found you, and I also saw that you had a van, and I was obviously building my van at the time, and ethics are a huge part of what you do. I was like, this is the person. And not only that, when I reached out to you, you got so excited about the idea and you understood it, and you came back with so many initial suggestions. It was meant to be. So yeah, that's kind of the way that I found you. And yeah, I guess that was a few months ago now, but it's all been wonderful.
Yeah, and I think some people think branding is for kind of a big business, but you were quite keen on creating a strong brand from the start. So was there anything before we started working together, sort of why you thought you needed to have a strong brand? And did you feel like that? Were you a bit confused about branding at the start, or were you had quite a good understanding of it?
No, I had, as I was trying to piece all this together, I'd read a book. I think it was an audiobook actually on branding, and I'd worked through it for myself, and I understood that in order to communicate everything that I wanted to show the world, or the one or two people that follow me, I don't know, I needed it to more than anything represent me. And like I say, I am a small business. It is just me. I'm not, you know, part of a big company or anything. I'm a self-employed actor. So I needed it to be a representation of who I am, and not this big kind of corporate website or anything like that. It needed to be personal. And yeah, I think I branding still is a confusing thing for people. I think, and particularly actually with actors at drama school and things like that, for people that have gone down that route, people say, you know, you're a brand, you should know who you are and all this kind of stuff, and that always leaves people confused, because people are like, well, who am I, what am I trying to show the world? But I really believe that everything that I've picked to be on this website, and the route that I'm taking myself down, is a real reflection of me. And now I look at the website that you've created and I see me. and the people that I've shown it to are like, well, this website is you. I know what I'm getting. So now when I do approach a casting director, producer, or going down the travel route, or whatever it might be, I know that when I present this website, they are experiencing me. I don't have to explain anymore. What I do is there in black and white. Um, so yeah, branding is incredibly important. I now understand, to give a visual representation of who you are and what your business is.
And have you changed how you feel about your business since the branding and the website, or how do you feel at the moment, I suppose, at the end of the project compared to how you felt at the start of the project, if you can think back?
Well, yeah, at the start, it was just a whole load of confusion, and just I really, honestly, I just trusted my instincts on everything and just hoped for the best, because I really didn't really know where I was heading, whether it was going to work, or whether I'd get halfway down the line and go, oh, you know what, this is just a terrible idea, or whatever. Um, and now I look at what I've done very little, what you've created, and just, the sort of the talks that we've had. One of the things that really excited me was that I think you understood what I was trying to do before I did, in a sense. I think I had splurted all this stuff out to you, and then you said, well, I get it. And I was like, you get it? I was like, oh, great, because I don't. But I think you knew. I think you could see what I was trying to show you. And now now the process is finished, and I'm sat here with my beautiful new website. I feel really proud of it, and I feel proud of kind of the journey I've been on to get to this point, because it's been a huge journey. But now I look at this website and I think, oh, great, I'm really proud of this. This was the right decision, and yeah, thank you for that.
Oh, it's been amazing, and it was a total collaboration, not all down to me at all. It's definite collaboration. And finally, I think sometimes people feel branding is quite an investment, and sometimes it's quite an intangible thing in some ways. So how did you feel initially about making that investment, and did you have any worries about it? And are you
I mean, no, nobody likes to spend money, not really, me particularly, but it is an investment, and it can, I think you get what you pay for, right? So there are other ways around it. I look at some of the options that I was looking into months and months ago, and if I had gone down that route, I really, now having seen now what you've created, I would have really regretted not making that investment, because initially I approached you just for branding, right? So you created all of these wonderful logos and icons, and then I thought, well, I'm an idiot if I don't invest in the website, because what am I going to do with all this? I'm going to try and create it for myself, and it's going to be nowhere near as good as what you could create. And obviously that involves parting with more money. But I think you have to think in the long term, right? In the short term, yes, that money is going to leave your bank account, and you might have a little cry. But if you think this website could last you for your entire career, or whatever, or certainly the next sort of 5 years perhaps, and yes, you're going to tweak it and make adjustments, but it's an investment, and it's such a worthwhile investment. And the important thing, I'd rather give my money to somebody that understands what I'm trying to do, and is also ethical, and is as passionate about what I'm trying to do as I am. I think that's the important thing. And yeah, I think work with somebody that understands your brand, and also has that passion and drive. Don't go down a kind of a corporate agency route. I think what's great about you is that you are equally as passionate and hardworking.
Ah, thank you. That's that's lovely. And I had one more question. Yeah. So I feel like you've really, taken to creating the website, and I've just seen that you've tweaked stuff, and it looks really good. So do you feel like really you can use the stuff quite easily, and how is it taking all that stuff and then actually implementing it, as because you're not a designer, are you, or anything like that? So yeah, how does that all feel with all the assets and things?
No, definitely. I think I had created a website in the past, and I look at it and I just cringe, and I think, "God, what were you doing?" But it's the way you've formatted it, and how clear it is. I feel confident that if I did want to change anything, that I could just dip in and move things around slightly, or um, you know, you've done an incredible job. Sometimes then you look at it and you think, oh, the egotistical side comes out and go, oh, I don't quite like that picture now, or I want to just move it over there, or your own tastes come into play a little bit. Um, so yeah, I've since we finished, I played around with a few things, just to make it kind of sit right, and added a few things, but it's so simple. Um, um, so yeah, I feel really confident, sort of going forward, that I'm able to adapt, or come back to you and say, well, look, this is great. Now let's add this, or um, or I need a new icon for this. I think it's just the start of potentially more collaborations.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much, Jamie. And I'm guessing some people might want to see this amazing website. So do you want to share your website address and your social media for when it all
Yes,
goes?
I do. This is the first time I've got to say it, because it's not officially out there now, but by the time this video goes out, it probably will be. So you can find me at www.jamiemorgan.co, and the Twitter handle is at traveling actor.
And Instagram as well. It is traveling actor, isn't it, as well? Is that right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's correct.
Oh, amazing. Thanks, Jamie.